So yeah, the Centralia Club. We cut back to the group of you all back at the back room with Elstera.
So good news. The Silver Needles are willing to do the job. They've asked for payment of 50 coin up with half of that up front. And they would also like your help getting the spirit wardens off their back, which they insist will also make this job easier. So it's a mutually beneficial arrangement, you could say.
She nods and says, all right. You did say good news with, generally that phrase implies that there's some bad news to follow that up. Is that correct?
Now I'm desperately, is there an aspect of this deal I'm forgetting?
Yeah, no, it just sounded all very good to my ears.
Yeah, no, really, just good news.
They did say that if there is a large loss of life or large casualty,
yes,
after the mission is completed, that they may ask for more payment, a kind of life insurance policy to be written into the contract. They also were curious who our client is going to be, but I think I was able to throw them off the scent.
I mean, I was expecting them to ask questions, but I'm glad that you did not tell them.
No, of course not.
We appreciate the discreetness.
What do you think of their terms, particularly the question about the spirit wardens?
She looks off to the side for a second, thinking. The terms are agreeable, and of course, like we will give our information, our research. Spirit wardens. I mean, you can tell them that we obviously cannot do anything to get them off the scent long term, at least immediately. We could, but that would take a considerable amount of time and does not seem like something that would expedite this deal. However, we can definitely keep them occupied in the short term. If they can get back to us with when they are planning to do this, we can arrange it so that way the spirit wardens are distracted for that period of days. We could potentially discuss a long-term solution, but to be quite honest, that would take time, patience, and it would honestly be easier to be done with the artifacts than without. So I'm hoping that they will accept the short-term option.
This is kind of out of character, just to jog my memory, but Suresh did kind of want the long-term. They were looking for a little bit of a longer-term commitment to the Spirit Warden problem, yes? Or am I reading too much into it?
He hadn't like quite said.
Okay.
Yeah, he hadn't specified.
I was just going to say, I think also to table talk it a little bit, depending on if we were to discuss going with the Silver Needles out to the Lost District, that if that was not the direction we went in, that being the distraction for the Spirit Wardens might also be something that was mutually beneficial for our progress and theirs. And maybe we could work it in a way that we're getting more money out of them if that is what we do. Just so that we have like options in terms of what our next like steps are.
Yeah, I feel like if we were going with them, we should ask for more compensation, because then we are basically risking more as well.
Yeah, for sure. There's a possibility that maybe we could help distract the Spirit Wardens. I was also going to say, I wonder if it's an opportunity, if whatever they're doing with this to distract the Spirit Wardens is an opportunity for us to maybe move into some new or different territory too, since our usual wares are also, I assume, frowned upon by that group. Since the group that wants to make sure the dead are disposed of properly probably don't like us bottling them into alcohol.
Yeah, they're like, one of their big things is like they control access to the Lost District.
Yeah, so, but maybe that's something we should, I don't know if we know enough about how this is going to shake out yet to
Yeah, she
leverage
never
it.
said how they're going to distract them.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I wonder if I should ask. That seems risky.
You'd probably have to roll for it.
Yeah. But what's life without a little risk? Milos will raise an eyebrow and say, "Indeed, I'm curious what your plans are for the spirit wardens. They're a hard group of people to pull one over on. What sort of pull do you have with them that I'm not aware of?"
So that's definitely a roll.
Yeah. I feel
So-
like it's probably sway.
I think you would need to lean a bit more into like charming or like deception.
Even if Nick failed, I feel like my intention was to be charming.
Yeah, I think. Well, there's also like logic. So yeah, I think sway does make sense.
Okay.
I think this is going to be risky standard. And do
Okay.
you want any bonus die?
I was going to say, I'm going to push myself just because I do want to find out the
Okay.
answer.
Okay.
So, risky, standard, 1 bonus die.
Okay, finally, good rolls.
Yeah, one good roll.
Okay, so 6 for risky. Yeah, you do it. Well, I don't know how familiar you are with our group, but well, the Centralia Club presents a bit more of a luxurious front. We have other sides that are a bit less savory. The best way to distract the spirit wardens is for, a lot of death. We could just keep them busy for a few days.
I see. That's a lot darker than either Nick or Milos was expecting. I think Milos is just going to kind of purse his lips and think about that for a minute. And then just sort of say, I assume that would be focused far away from the Lost District to keep their resources pointed elsewhere.
Yes.
Good to know. A wise maneuver, if you ask me. Then he'll just kind of smile and leave it at that.
Yeah, we're happy to. The bunny sounds good. I can absolutely pay the 25 coin up front. I can hand over the research. I can give that to you to pass over when you head that way. Yeah, I am satisfied with this arrangement.
Great. Can we drop a contract then? But I think Milos should probably write the contract. That should definitely be Milos's handwriting on the contract, not mine.
I do have excellent penmanship.
That's why, because Milos has excellent penmanship, and I trust him to write a contract.
We can write a contract then.
Yeah, I mean, I will attempt to draw that up in informal legalese, but basically outlining the terms that Suresh gave us, and she just agreed to.
Yeah. Is this a contract for like you all, or is this like to hand back to Suresh?
I was assuming it's between. I'm losing my words. I'm sorry. What's her organization?
Well, I haven't quite said it. I haven't said it. It's the Circle of Flame.
Yes, yeah. But then between Estrella and the Silver Nails.
So curious. How do you like conceal identity?
The way you do in all good Blades of the Dark games, it's signed with blood. It's not a signature. It's a prick of the finger and just like a scribble of blood on the line.
Yes.
Cool. Just wanted to check in on that. And yeah, she will happily sign in blood.
The legalese is all like the third party.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. The party of the first part and the party of the second part, neither of which is named.
Before we leave, I put my hand out and I'm like, so since it seems like terms are agreed upon, can we have the research, the 25 gold to pay them and our first 4 gold there?
Yes. I'm going to get to like the mechanics of the y'all's payment in the downtime.
Right.
But yeah, she reaches out and puts like not like a briefcase, but kind of like a like leather container to hold paper. It's got like the like 4 sides. You like slip it in and do a cover.
Oh, like one of those like pouch things. I don't know.
Yeah, pouch like folio kind of deal. Got this like case of papers. She hands over, and she has like a bag for money and like counts out the 25 to put in to hand to Suresh, and also counts out all of y'all's coin. It's like, well, there you go. Hopefully we can hear back soon on when this is going to occur, and we can deal with the spirit wardens.
Pleasure doing business.
As with you. Did anybody want anything between like here and going back to Silvernails? Since it sounded like there had been some talk about possibly trying to go along with them.
Yeah, I think this is what I need to tell everybody.
Yeah.
So as we're walking, I'm probably going to make sure that we're not being followed this time. But I don't think about like being followed by the Silver Nails. I'm checking to make sure we're not followed by anyone from the Centralia Club.
Yeah, you're not.
Cool. And I'm going to turn to the group, and as we're walking, very casually be like, so I did overhear something that might be useful for us to know. Suresh and Tuhan and the member of the Silver Nails, they are thinking about trying to use the artifacts if they are worth more than the 25 coin that they'd be getting in return. So they are planning on doing that on their way back into the city.
What's interesting about that is we still don't know what these artifacts can do. And so the fact that they are interested in testing them maybe helps us narrow down their abilities, because if they're in the Lost District, we can probably assume that it's not a weapon at least geared towards living people, because there's no one out there. So it's either something that affects ghosts, which, since our business with them involves them manipulating, avoiding, what have you, ghosts, them having these materials may not be a bad thing. It just may end up a bad business deal with Elestra. But at the same time, the fact that they want to test them concerns me. I think we have a little bit of protection because we're a good business deal with them, but I don't know if we have enough for it not to be more of a, for us to plan for a fight if we're going out there and they are retrieving what may very well be a weapon.
Well, they are gonna have to give the weapons to us, right? They don't know who we're giving it to.
Only if they want the 25 coin, though. If they think they can get more for them, then I assume they'll just ignore us and sell them to whoever they think can get them more cash. Quick question. Is the thing with all the research in it locked or sealed in any way?
It is not.
Okay, yeah, I'm absolutely reading everything
definitely.
that's in there just to see what it is.
Yeah, why don't you do a roll for that, since like you are like walking on the way and in this conversation.
Yeah.
It's like that this is less like your abilities and more just like, let's see like what you can get out of this.
Yeah, I mean, I almost want to like pull off and go back to the Moon's Crown or something and look it over in detail. Are we on any kind of like, are we going to be noticed if we're quote unquote late to the Silver Nails?
Yeah, no, the goober is just late, you know. It's, blame the pigeons. Just read, yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I think we've got plenty of time. And I was going to suggest that after this conversation, I was be like, what if we went back to the Moon's Crown and talked there?
I think a little bit of prep time would also be beneficial.
Yeah, do you want to cut to Moon's Crown? It sounded like you wanted to study these closer.
Yeah, so I think when we get to the Moon's Crown, Milos just goes to whatever like semi-private space is available with a big table or a big flat surface of some kind and starts just kind of methodically going through the documents, trying to keep them organized the way they originally were so that he can put them all back together in the same way without it looking like he has looked through them all. Just trying to find out anything he can about where the artifacts might be, especially if there are any clues as to what they might do.
Okay, so what action rating are you aiming for?
I mean, study seems like the obvious one.
Yeah, so then this sounds controlled, and I think great.
Ooh,
And do you want any bonus die?
interesting. Yes, I do. I will. I'll push myself. I think that's more interesting to really like look it over carefully and thoroughly in detail.
Yes,
Okay.
go for stress. Go for
Cool.
stress.
Yeah, mark more
Yes.
stress.
Adding to more stress. You said controlled great.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay. So-
Interesting.
I think we're going to go reduced effect a bit. So a lot of the information is like, it is very fact focused. So it is very much focused on like, okay, here are likely locations for these within the Lost District, like some maps that are very focused on certain locations. The information on what these things are and what they do, it is focused on the facts, because like with Qatar, a lot of that is like myth, legend, rumors. So what you do find is like Qatar was like a legendary sorcerer or demon or hero, somebody with power. And traditionally, from like a mummified body, the eye, the hand, and the heart are very powerful objects. This is just like a known thing in general. And so applying that logic to Qatar is just kind of this assumption that like from somebody as powerful as he was, these are going to be particularly like potent. So it doesn't say like what they do exactly, because that is like the big unknown, the big question that has been thought on by scholars for years. But it is generally accepted that like whatever it is they do, they are incredibly powerful. Probably a major risk to use, but it's powerful. When you have these kind of items, they are best kept separate. So it isn't like, oh, they are all in one location. These are all in 3 separate locations within the Lost District, because you generally don't want all of them together. At the very least, you don't want them all like together and then also with the actual body. Some of that is like for like safety of just like, these are very powerful objects. People are going to try to get them. So you don't want all of them together for like people to get in one fell swoop. But also that is like, if you're trying to like use them all, there's a lot of things that could go wrong.
See, I know it. I know I didn't want to get those things to whatever her name is.
Listen, payday is payday. Milos emerges and is just sort of like, well, if we're debating going with the silver nails or monitoring them or anything like that, I must say these documents make it sound as though these artifacts are quite risky. I would not particularly want to be nearby when one of those mercenaries attempts to just wield them casually. I think that sounds like not the best idea, but it's also worth noting that we should probably be pretty careful when and if we're transporting them too.
Can I trigger a flashback?
Yeah.
I don't even know if this is possible at all, but during my gondoliering days, like, have I ever, like, perhaps overheard any of the passenger talking? Like, have I ever, like, transported anyone who has dealing with these particular things and like told their goober driver about.
The drunk girls coming out of a party being like, oh my god, like the hand of Kotar. It was
Like, yeah, I was like in the Lost District the other day.
Yeah, it's just like, guess what happens? Like at the party today. Yeah, so I would like to trigger one of those if it works somehow.
Okay, so I think how I want to do this is like probably an easy opportunity thing, so zero stress. So I think I kind of want to do this backwards of like do the roll for it and then do the flashback, because I think the roll is going to determine like what and how much information you can get.
Okay.
So I think this is going to, yeah, so this is like trying to figure out which action rating are you going for?
Consort?
That's particularly with like, yeah, but I guess that is your background. Yeah, consort. I could see consort.
Because then it will either be study or consort, but that doesn't sound like study.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, consort sounds good for this.
Great.
I think this is going to be risky and standard. Do you want bonus die?
Yes.
Push yourself or devil's bargain?
Let's do devil's bargain because it's fun.
Okay. So you can get this bonus die. I mean, since everyone's making the jokes about it's Philomela, it's gonna be Philomela. And I think if you accept this offer, this is gonna come back to bite Milos.
Love it.
No regret.
Cool. Take the bonus die.
Great. And it's standard, right?
Yes. Cool. So 5-4, you do it, but there's a consequence.
A new romance clock.
You find out Philomela's ex is actually Suresh.
We did go into this in our session 0 trying to get Milos
Oh yeah.
a lover, so
This is a setup for the world's most awkward double date.
Like for the flashback, we see I think like we see like kind of like in the distance we can see like Milos leaving that bar, and we see Philomela calling a goober. And like this bar is kind of like by one of the canals. And like she gets in. How do you like generally start your small talk? Slash I guess I should say like she's not actively crying, but like her eyes are pretty red, and like it looks like she has been crying.
So just to say, I think Ellery, when she's moonlighting, she disguised herself as like a friendly old man.
Okay.
So she's just like, oh, don't cry. Tell me what's wrong. Maybe I'm a very good listener.
And like she burst out crying again. She's like, I'm sorry. I was just I had been venting to a colleague back there. I got dumped earlier.
Oh, that's the worst. I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, like it had been rough, but like I really liked them, but like they told me that like I was too like into my research, and it's something that I'm so passionate about. It's like it really sucks that somebody that I care about like didn't like one of my biggest passions. Like I know I'm better off for that, but like it hurts now, you know?
Yeah, you should really be someone who can be, you know, your champion, especially when you're so passionate about your research. I'm curious about what you study about, though.
I mean, a lot of stuff. Like I study kind of ancient history in general. Like I tend to specialize a bit more like in the local research, you know, obviously, particularly like kind of arcane arcane stuff. I mean, that's the general, like, specifically what I have been working on that, like, got them so frustrated with me was I've been working on not quite writing the paper yet. I'm still in the research part. I've been looking into, there was this, like, way back before the cataclysm, there was, like, this being, like, named Qatar, pretty powerful, lots of legends and myths. So, trying to get, like, the facts behind the myths, that kind of deal.
Yeah. My granddaughter is super into this kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did she go to school?
Yeah, she's going to school, but she's trying to pursue maybe a degree in this kind of study. I can't wait to tell her about you, and you can be her role model. Yeah,
I'm at the college. I can give you a contact card. Oh, she's like fumbling in her bag, like, yeah, I totally got one. Are you like asking further about like Qatar? Trying to get more information?
Yeah. So, what is this arcane figure you were talking about? Is it dangerous or scary?
I mean, that's the thing. Like, we don't quite know. There's so many like myths, legends. Oh yeah. I gotta go back and I gotta talk again to Milos at some point. He had this like book. I gotta check out the call number. Oh geez. Okay, I know I had told you like my address, but can we like stop by the college first? Because like I really want to go look through the library and try to find this book, and then like I can grab that and we can get going.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. So can I drug her now?
You're just gonna drug her?
So I don't take her to. So I just don't take her to the school because I know Milos just lied through his teeth.
I mean, just since it's in flashback, I will say you might not know that yet.
Oh,
if that's more fun.
That literally just happened. Okay. I don't even know if you like knew that they had just met.
Probably not then. Okay, so we're going to the university to get that illustrious book, right?
Yeah, I think like you end up waiting for like quite a bit. But she comes back out like not crying anymore, but like looks very like intense and focused. And it's just like I couldn't find it. I mean, we'd been drinking. Maybe he wrote down the wrong number. Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, my brain doesn't even function when I drink. So
yeah, I don't know if he'd had too much. Like, I mean, like I found there was some stuff in that area, but like it didn't sound like the book he was talking about. I'll try to find him. Like maybe not tomorrow. I'm really drunk. Wow. I'm gonna sober up tomorrow, and then I'm gonna go try to find him the next day. That's what I'm gonna do.
Can I offer you anything for hangover? I've got this really great family secret recipe.
I'm good. Can I just like I'm feeling a bit better, but can I just like what really makes me feel better? Can I just like ramble about like can I like just like talk you through this research some like kind of like try to get through these like stuck points? Like I don't know if this is anything you know about, but just like it helps if I have somebody to bounce it off of.
Yeah, of course. That all sounds so interesting. Oh. There. Let me give you a hug first too, and then you can talk. We can talk however long you want.
Okay. I know they're gonna role play like that entire thing, but like I think you kind of get the like she's been going through a bunch of like the theories of what these things do, and while like none of them are like known for sure, there's kind of theories of like, oh, if this is a sorcerer, they like are very like magically powerful, and kind of like ideas of like, oh, well, we don't really know what type of like magic specializing in. As for like maybe if for the people that think he was a demon, there's more theories of like, well, these use like a bit more demonic energy, and demons have kind of become a bit more powerful since then. So there's like, okay, if he was powerful then, this might be worse now. The ones that like think it's a hero are like, I mean, that's probably more likely, but then those items just aren't as like fun to think about. Basically, nobody thinks that they aren't powerful in some way, but the theories of like what they could do vary. But like there are pretty much stern warnings. Everybody has agreed at all costs. Like if you have to get them all together, fine. Just do not get them near like the actual body at all. And there's like theories about like where this guy's buried, but like do not put them back. What is done is done.
So basically, don't do whatever they did in Mummy the movie.
I know I'm bi, but I haven't seen the Mummy. And I feel like I'm like a failure.
I saw it for the first time since it came out, I think, earlier this year. Truly a high point in like late 90s CGI.
I saw it for the very first time as of 2 weeks ago. So
yeah, I am. I'm gonna make that clock. not a romance clock, but Philomena goes to maybe not confront, but just like check in, ask about this book.
I mean, I did write "never talk to her again" in giant letters next to her name in my notebook.
Okay, I'm making this a 4 o'clock, and definitely go off at least once, and she went to go and check where this thing was. And yeah, I think I'm gonna mark 2 on that. So it is a 4 o'clock. Cool. So yeah, that was the flashback.
Most important thing we learned, if you have to put the 3 body parts together, do not put them with the body. Like if it's hand, heart, and eye, those are okay as a group. But the second you put them with Kotar's body, shit's gonna get bad.
Yeah, and it's like okay, and like air quotes, like you really should not in general, but like if you absolutely have to. Which
does raise the question of
where's that body though?
Yeah.
I think that's like kind of some stuff that you saw in like the notes of just like when they're looking at various locations. It's not like specifically we think the body is in this one in particular. It's just these are like the noteworthy, powerful like locations with a lot of activity. Any of these could be likely.
As long as the Silvernails get the artifacts and then don't take the artifacts to those locations, we're okay-ish.
I mean, unless the Centralia Club already has the body and they give it to us to give to them, and then the Centralia Club, who has said they will kill people just to distract guards, suddenly has that capability.
I hadn't thought of that, but I'm writing that the fuck down as an idea.
Would I know the stuff about the body, like when we learned that from everyone sharing information, I think I'm going to go try to break in as the second part of this score for me. I'm going to go try to get, like, snoop around the Centralia Club and make sure the body isn't, like, there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going too. You can't walk anywhere on your own.
I mean, I'm like trying to decide whether that sounds like its own like score, but if we're just doing that in like a few rolls.
Yeah, I'm planning on just going in like as me to the club and then like slipping. Like I'm not going to like try to sneak into the club. I'm going to go to the club, probably indulge my vice a little bit. Just be seen, be beautiful, be visible. And then at that point, like slip away and try to snoop a little bit. I don't think I'm designing this to be a full score, but if you want it to be, it can be.
I mean, I think it'd be easier if it's not, since y'all still gonna go talk to the Silvernails. Gabe, did you still want to go on that?
Yeah.
I think maybe I'll let Milos do the second part of negotiating with the Silvernails. Be like, you've got the contract, you were the one who wrote it up. Go relay the message, give them the gold.
Okay, so y'all are splitting up?
I mean, splitting the party is always fun.
Yeah, why not?
I would probably go with Milos back to the Silvernails then.
Excellent. We've got a clock to tick.
Wick, do you want to come? Do you want to come with us? You should come. You should come to the Centralia Club. I think it's a better fit for you as the club. It's better for you there.
I don't want Milos going alone, and I am potentially intimidating. I am unsure of what Suresh thinks of me.
I'm also unsure. Yeah, you're right. Go to the thing, and I'm gonna grab Gabe and leave. Like mid-conversation, just
Marmot,
pull out.
You've been really sweaty lately.
Wick saw the blush, but absolutely decided to interpret it as like they won the staring contest, so they think that it's intimidation that they're succeeding at, which is why they want to go with Milos.
Yes. Excellent.
Where is Ellery going?
I would either offer to go with Mirena to add to the effort of the spy game, or go and assist Milos. And yeah, so I don't have a huge preference. I can be on either teams and then try to think about more info that I've got from my Goober passengers.
I love that that's the thing that you're using as flashbacks.
It does seem as though Ellery has a real talent for communicating with drunk people, so maybe going to the bar is worth their time.
Plus, having a gondolier nearby to like evacuate if shit goes bad at the club. I feel like shit's more likely to go bad at the club than it is at with the Silver Nails.
Yeah, I think Wick and I are probably fine with the Silver Nails.
So I will send my trusty pigeon with Milos and Wick in case they need our assistance.
Okay, I think why don't we go to the Silver Nails and the Mustang, and then let's go see how this club goes. And then hopefully that'll be the end of the score. This has gone on a while.
Yeah, I was going to say, were you preparing for us to spin this out to this length?
I mean, I had when I had made my notes, I was like, yeah, this is so straightforward. Like, let me maybe prep a second score if I need.
We are a group that came up with Moo Cow. So what do you expect?
Okay, so party leaves the Moo Cow. So we see Milos and Wick arriving back at the Mustang, where the Silver Nails have their headquarters. And I think back in the same upper room, meeting with Suresh, who has a little pink when Wick shows in, but then immediately hides it. It's just only the two of you. Where's the rest of your group?
They had some other business to attend to, but I have excellent news for you. And with a little flourish, he'll draw the contract out of his inner jacket pocket. We have secured a anonymized, of course, contract for this endeavor. Please, by all means, give it a look. And here as well, assuming you sign, I have your first payment.
Excellent. And the information, their research.
Ah, yes. And he pulls out the hopefully undisturbed looking bundle of research and just kind of slides it across the table. There you are.
Yeah, and we see him reading through this, be okay, they're going to short term dealing with the Spirit Warden's works. I think if things go well, we could perhaps talk with them about maybe something long term, but we'll see how this goes. This is an okay trial. Yeah, and he pricks his thumb and signs it.
Milos is delighted. He says, "Excellent. Is there anything else that you would like us to relay to our client for you, Suresh?"
I mean, it seems like they would need an idea of the win. He pulls out pulls us out and kind of flips through really pulling out these maps and looking at these locations. And he shouts down the hall, "Hey, Tuhan." And Tuhan comes in and Suresh like hands over these like the information, mostly like the maps are on top. It's like, how soon do you think we can have this all handled? I know like you just need to go out and scout, but just do you have a time frame? And Johan kind of flips through all these maps and says, I think scouting wise is going to take a few days. I think maybe if they could start distracting, say like 4 days from now, that'll work.
Your wishes are, and our client's command. They have considerable resources to mobilize on this front, so it should be no problem at all. 4 days from now, you can expect the Spirit Warden's attentions to be elsewhere.
Excellent. This should definitely be done. At the very least, we should have one of them within a week. Hopefully more. That's plenty of time. We think more, at least one.
Excellent. Well then, I will take this copy of the contract back to our client and get a duplicate to return to you, just so everything is squared away, and we will return in a week to check in on the status of the acquisition.
Absolutely. And we can, I don't know if you'll necessarily have this hypothetical potent new stock brewed then, but we can certainly like refill your supplies if those are needed.
Wick, how are we doing? What do you think?
I pull out my little notebook and go, well, as of when you last asked approximately 6 hours ago, we have not gone through a considerable amount of stock.
Well, I was thinking a week from now. I'm assuming you will be doing deals throughout the week.
Most likely. I would say on that front, too, while we may not understand the full scope of these items of Qatar, do know that regardless of the temptation of their power, our business with you cannot continue if this deal does not go as planned.
It will go as planned.
Wick just kind of does a little nod, snaps the notebook shut, and sticks it back in their pocket.
I think like as you have the notebook out, you could like see him like looking like at the notebook and kind of like glancing like at like his pocket. Like, that's the same thing. like that kind of mental calculation.
Oh no.
Cool. Did the two of you want anything else from that?
I don't think so.
Many significant glances has been exchanged.
If Suresh is trying to come at me with the eye contact game, which I still think is intimidation, I would absolutely be continuing the staring contest. Like, Wick is competitive.
I think he's a bit more like shy, like not quite meeting your eyes, kind of like that like quick meeting, and then no, I can't keep it like them. I can't.
And Wick is utterly delighted because they are absolutely certain that this is the byproduct of intimidating them earlier with a staring contest. Just like, this is winning. I don't know what winning looks like. This should be it, though.
Yep, totally. So why don't we jump over to the Centralia Club? Since you're just going in, but you had also been there like previously, are you all trying to look different in any way or just walking in casually?
I mean, it's a different outfit, without a doubt. I am going in with a brand new dress on and probably new makeup.
That's a good assumption for Mirena, at least. But
Yeah.
Gabe and Ellery aren't quite as Mirena as Mirena.
I think Ellery is going to also put a little different disguise.
I think Gabe is going to look exactly the same. And he's going to be like, why are you guys all dressed up? We're looking for a body.
So I don't know how this could work. But Ellery is going to try and go like dance on top of the bar and distract people while Mirena can like slip into the back room in search of a body.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like some kind of role, like to cause a distraction. Which action rating are you going for? Sway might be a good possibility.
Okay. So instead of talking to drunk people, I'm just gonna pretend I'm super drunk.
Become the drunk people.
Yes.
I think this is risky and standard. And do you want any bonus die?
Sure.
Okay.
Wait,
do you want to push yourself?
Did I take stress with the Devil's Bargain?
No, you do not.
Okay.
The Devil's Bargain is the not stressful option.
Great. I am going to push myself and take
Okay.
2 stresses and be drunk.
Yep, and 1 bonus die.
What the? Did she even have anything to drink? What is?
Oh, I think this is our first critical.
Critical.
If you get more than 1 6, that is a critical success. So for risky, that is you do it with increased effect. Which for this club and trying to dance on the table and be a distraction. I mean, yeah, you get everybody in the room's attention. I think you get like some drunk and misunderstanding people like throw some money at you. So like you also make a little bit of a profit.
Great. Awesome.
So I think actually like take 1 coin for your personal self.
Going into the savings account immediately.
Cool. So Mirena and Gabe, Ellery has been a really good distraction. What are y'all doing?
While they're distracted, I'm gonna try to slip in the back.
And I'll follow her.
Yeah, I mean, you had been like in the back a little bit to go to that one back room, but there are kind of a surprising amount of back rooms. Like this goes on a ways.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I'm gonna just start investigating. Look for rooms that look like locked and secure. And I haven't used any of my items yet, so I'm gonna say that I have my fine lockpicks with me.
Okay.
Oh, don't worry. I'm real good with doors.
I've heard you can turn knobs. I'm very impressed.
It's just like a ship's wheel. They said I didn't have any, what's it called? When you have a job, translatable skills?
Marketable
Something like
skills?
Maybe. Marketable. Yeah, that's it. They said I'd be dumb forever. I showed them.
I also have another item that is a silence potion vial. And the silence potion vial, a vial of golden liquid that negates all sound within 10 paces of the drinker for a span of several moments. So I'm not going to use that yet, but I have it prepped in case like we have to like jump into a closet to avoid being seen. That's in my hand right now. Like lockpicks are in my right hand and vial of silence potion in my left hand, ready just to like go if I need.
Okay, so this sounds like a roll like with the goal of like trying to find like you said it's like a suspicious area, like somewhere like locked down.
Yeah, I'm trying to like sneak through. It's either survey or prowl.
I think this depends on if you want to lean more into like the sneaking or the information gathering.
Definitely more sneaking. I'm definitely trying to.
Okay.
I'd rather take longer and be more subtle.
Okay. Then yeah, prowl it is. And you have the lock picking, so I think this is risky and standard.
Okay. But we get an extra die because of both items, or just the one gets the extra?
Yeah, get the +1 bonus die.
Cool. Sounds good. I'm not going to take any other bonus die on this one.
Okay. Yeah, and don't forget to mark that off on your items.
That is a 6, 6, and a 3.
Okay, another critical success.
Wow, the dice have turned.
Yeah, you do it with increased effect. I think you're kind of looking out. I think this is we haven't really said what time of day it is. I think this is like a bit of a slow time. Like not just like for the club itself, like the front club itself, but kind of like one of those things where like people are out and about, busy doing things. So it is pretty quiet back here. You do not run into anybody. And what do you find? A lot of these rooms have books. There's a pretty extensive library. There's also kind of like harder to get into, but like you do like see like some kind of like vaults. Also just kind of like some rooms that are just collections of stuff. Like some of it does look like at a glance like, oh, there's might be like some magical artifacts. Like there's maps. There's a lot of weird stuff. Clearly eccentric collectors kind of deals. And I think I think it is in one of these rooms that you do notice that, like, as you are kind of doing a quick glance over, there's a lot of weird objects. There's like a big gold like globe, big like map of the world, like pre-cataclysm, like that's really rare. A whole bunch of like weird stuff, but it does look like in the back there is it is dark, but it looks like there's something flat and long enough that it could be like some kind of sarcophagus.
Okay, so you said it's dark. So if I use my dark sight goggles that I have as another item there, could I get a better view without opening it to see, like, is that a sarcophagus?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to use those dark sight goggles.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a sarcophagus.
Great. Sweet. Cool.
Hey, is that the...
Uh-huh.
Do you think that's the...
Yep, that's probably that's what it is.
Well, I heard Milos wax on about this. Some poet guy. He always said, like, an eye for an eye or something like that, right? So why don't we just take one of the eyes, one of the hands, and, I guess this guy might not have another heart, but we could check. That way, when we give them the real ones, or the other ones, it won't be so bad, right? Yeah, that's right. Let's go, come on, let's do it. Are you okay? You're all clammy again.
So much of me says this is a terrible idea, but also so much of me is like, but what if we stole the body?
I totally want to steal the body. Super on board.
Let's steal the body.
How are you trained to do that?
Okay.
I can't imagine it's very heavy.
I guess the question is, are we taking the sarcophagus or are we just taking the body?
So that's the second question is going to be, I can't wait to see how y'all get out of here with that.
I'm going to look at Gabe and be like, okay, so are we going to take this body? Is that what we're doing right now, Gabe?
Well, you heard what Milo said. It would be really bad if we combined all the 3 other body parts, right? We can't let that happen. And it wasn't technically part of the deal that we didn't steal the body in exchange.
In the contract, you are correct. Okay, get the sarcophagus open. I've got this fine shadow cloak that I can toss over that will make the body like fade into the shadow. And we'll just have to, it's made of shadow silk that blends into the darkness around it. So we'll just carry it out in the shadow cloak.
Wow, that's really convenient. I thought I was going to have to do a Philomena drunk impression for the body. She gets crazy.
I've got a getaway gondola ready out right outside.
Literally, I was like, we prepped the gondola. We made this plan.
We started as hawkers, but then now we want to steal.
Oh my god. I mean, hawkers doesn't mean like you're exclusively going to be doing social selling stuff. Cool.
Yeah, Gabe is strong enough to carry a body.
I'll try and open the sarcophagus. Is there any...
I mean, you're a strong buff guy. Like it's definitely heavy. So I think it's going to take you a bit to like really like fully get it off so you can get the body out. But like you were able to do this.
Excellentro. Okay. And then inside the body is there, I'm assuming. Or a body is there. All right. We'll...
Yeah, it is missing. It is missing some parts, but
we'll hoist up the body. Good thing I've been carrying you around, Mirena. This is easy. Currently, the mummy is like sitting on Gabe's shoulders, how Mirena would when she didn't want to walk anymore, because of all the cobblestones. She said, "I have a good old thinker up in here. I remember things."
Okay, so then you said, Mirena, you're gonna put this like shadow cloak on it?
Yep, I've got a fine shadow cloak made of Aruvian shadow silk that blends into the darkness around it.
I think that's something that's mostly used for stealth, so I think we'll have to like do some kind of roll at some point to see how this goes when y'all meet people. So like with the shadow cloak, are you Gabe, are you still holding it like around your shoulders?
Okay, I've got another idea, Gabe. What if you put my cloak and my clothes on the body and then put my heels on the body so it looks like you're carrying drunk me out of the club? And then I will wear the shadow cloak and I'll slip out.
Whoa. Are you sure about that plan?
I'm gonna start taking my clothes off.
I know how much you like the attention, so that's why I'm asking.
I'm just gonna confidently like start taking my clothes off and just like putting them on this body.
All right. Sounds like we got a plan.
I should clarify. This is like just for settings, so everyone like has this in mind. This is a pre-cataclysm mummy. This is like 1,000 years old.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make sure the hood is covering its face and like just like drape it in the fabric and then put the shoes on its feet.
I think this is around the time that Ellery gets her pigeon back, because her pigeon has just flown in with a little note on its leg that just says, "You good?" Because it's probably been a little while that Milos and I have been back at our base or whatever, and they still haven't come back from the club, which was supposed to be a short mitch. So just the pigeon rolls up and says, "You good?"
Cut to Wick and Milos just sitting around a table, like playing cards and drinking. Being like, I wonder where the others are.
So, when is that pigeon flying in? Is that around the same time when Gabe is carrying the mummy in Mirena's clothing out?
I think right before, since it sounds like they are currently dressing the mummy up.
Okay.
But that would also be a great opportunity for like you get this pigeon, read this note, and then that is when the door opens and Gabe comes in.
Yeah, if that happens simultaneously, I think Ellery just does like a super 180 shift to go from like super drunk singing and dancing on a bar table to be like, okay, I'm done. Just hop down and walk out.
Okay, so this has got to be some kind of a role for trying to for Gabe to walk out of here carrying his fucking mummy dressed as Mirena. and just get out of there fine.
Boy, Mirena, you're so sweaty, a quality that is known to be of yours that we established today.
Yeah, no. But also, can I just like hop down and help them to be like, oh no, Mirena's super drunk. Let me help you carry her out.
Yeah, you'll be able to there is a mechanic for assisting, but let's solidify the move first. So which action rating are you going for?
Oh, I was hoping you'd help me out with this because I do not know.
I could see sway maybe.
Okay. I guess it could be like sway for like the convincing of people, not necessarily charisma, but like convincing people that this is an actual factual Mirena on my shoulders.
I mean, this is deception, disguise, and a bluff.
Okay.
I think this is desperate. For standard effect, for assisting, you take 1 stress and they get a bonus die. So you have plus like an extra bonus die already. Do you want another?
I absolutely want another.
Push yourself for Devil's Bargain.
I'm pushing myself. I haven't taken stress all evening, so I'm raring to go.
Take 2 stress.
All right, so sway.
And you can't give 2 bonus die from like party members, right? It's only 1 per roll. Cool.
Yeah, just only 1.
All right, so you said desperate, and then what was the other one?
Standard.
Standard, all right. And then bonus dice will be 2. Because I have 1 for Ellery and 1 for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you got a 6. Cool. That is a desperate roll. So like even if you succeed on that, like you get experience just for making a desperate roll. So mark experience for that. Cool. Okay, yeah, you do it. I think it's kind of a mix of like some of the crowd is like disappointed that like, oh no, Ellery's done with the show. And also like some really sympathetic looks. Like I don't think Mirena's the type to get super drunk like here very often, but kind of just like the like, oh wow, you were like having to carry like just carry her out of here? Like, not just like help her, but just straight up carry her? Wow. She must be doing so badly. Like, I hope she's okay.
I like to imagine that she like bonks a little bit like on the door as we exit. I go, oh, watch your head. All right, let's go.
Yeah, like, do you like some water?
Yeah, you bonk her on the door and there's another crunch sound.
Oh, that's probably a bone that she has. Definitely not decomposed. Yep. Big ol' real person up here.
Cool. Do we want to get into, like, the payoff end of score stuff?
Does that mean that move is us, like, succeeding?
Yeah.
Amazing.
You got a 6.
Yeah. No. I just meant, like, that's, now that we're all out, that's, like, the score done.
Yeah.
And that's its
you made
final
the deal.
image, is
Yeah.
banging that mummy into the doorway.
That's how we do it at the Moo Cow.
Okay, so let's get into the after score stuff. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So for payoff, that is 8 coin. So that goes straight to the crew, which immediately fills that up and then some, which I think we can get to in a little bit. But you get 8. And then you also get 2 rep by default if the score is with someone on a higher tier. You have 0, so this is +1 per tier higher. So that is they are tier 3. So that is 5 so far. I don't think this is super quiet since you all have done it might have been quiet before, but after that stunt, you all have been going back and forth between these areas. Yeah, so that is 5 rep. And so heat, let's see. I think this is 1 heat. I think no, I'm gonna add 1 more for that particular scene. Y'all did just go into the Centralia Club and steal from them a pretty noteworthy object. Yeah, I'm assuming that the mummy is in the Moo Cow.
I was going to take care of that during my downtime, actually.
Cool. Okay, so then there are entanglements. It's equal to your wanted level, which your wanted level right now is 0. So that is roll 2 and then take the lowest one. Where's the entanglement roll? There we go. Okay, so that is a 1. Gang trouble or the usual suspects. Okay, that is about like if for like cohorts, and y'all don't have any cohorts at the moment, so there's no entanglement. Cool. So downtime. Woo. So yeah, you get 2 downtime activities, unless you like decide to spend a coin or rep to get some more. You recover any armor uses, which I don't think anybody used armor. Yeah, so why don't we go down and how about everybody pick one downtime thing, and then we'll do round robin and come back once everyone's picked one. Just that way, like, they build off of each other. So who wants to go first? There's on the rules reference 2 is where the list of them all are. There is acquire an asset, long-term project, recover to like recover from harm, which I don't think anybody took any. There is reduce heat, train to like train a skill, or indulge your vice.
I'm gonna go ahead and indulge my vice. I'm gonna tie this into the second part, but the first part is gonna be me inviting Lady Rosalind out to the Centralia Club with me. And I want to be very visible at the Centralia Club, both as a like, hey, look, we didn't just steal the mummy. Like, the mummy must have disappeared some other time, because like, why would I come back here if the mummy is like, if we stole the mummy? But also like, I'm there just to have fun and be visible, because I need to clear some stress because I have 6 of them right now.
You do get +1 from the roll, since you have help from a friend. Yeah, so you roll dice equal to your lowest attribute. So like the attributes are like insight, prowess, and
So
resolve.
0 would be, but no bonus dice, or do I get the 1 bonus dice because of friend, or is it just a +1?
You get the 1 bonus die.
1 bonus die
Yeah.
because of friend. Roll.
Yeah, so you
Clear 6.
you clear stress equal to your highest die result,
which is
a
good because I had
6.
6.
Yep, because if you did more, you would overindulge, which isn't
Cool.
great.
Perfect.
So excellent, literally perfect roll. Okay, who is next?
I can go. I think Gabe is gonna go train with Marlene, his pugilist friend.
Okay,
So I'll mark 1 XP.
and yeah, cool. Who's next?
I think Milos is also going to indulge his vice. I don't think he has anyone in particular to go with him, but I think he is going to go buy himself a nice new waistcoat to celebrate the
Excellent.
success of that particular score.
Excellent. Why don't you roll to indulge your vice?
No bonus dice, but I still get 1. Oh dear.
Oh,
This is the time that rolling a 6 was bad because I only have 5 stress.
Yep. So if you clear more stress levels than you have marked, you overindulge. You make a bad call because of your vice in acquiring it or while under its influence. Which I think is interesting since
Mine is clothes.
yours is like tailoring. So what did you do?
Oh man, I think okay. I think I'm gonna ask a mechanical question that I can't remember the answer to. Do I still clear the stress?
Yes.
Okay, so it's just I also have a complication. I think that Milos is riding so high off of this waistcoat that probably is like more expensive and like better looking than it should be. The first time he has it on, he tries to go like hobnob in a bar that is like for actual nobles, for like the real elite,
Ooh.
and is caught out. I don't know if you want to offer like I don't remember what the mechanical consequences of overindulgence are, but
Yeah, there's like some suggestions of like attracting trouble, bragging about your exploits, and you get extra heat. Lost isn't interesting for such a small one. There's like tapped, your purveyor cuts you off. I mean, I think the one that makes sense here is like you brag and you get extra heat.
yeah, I agree. Yeah. He's like overconfident and talking up his exploits.
You
in this
embroidered
place
the
that he
mummy
shouldn't
into
be.
your latest waistcoat.
Yeah, maybe there's like a mention of like a mummy or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Centralia Club is like pretty big deal. Circle of Flame, big deal. So yeah, now y'all are up to 4 heat. So Ellery or Wick?
Did you say we have 2 and then we're just gonna go around robbing twice?
Yeah, so just gonna do 1 to start.
I'm going to also indulge my vice, which basically is going back to my other job.
Okay, yeah. So why don't you indulge your vice? Excellent, perfect roll. You got 5,
Oh
and
boy.
you have 5 stress.
I have 5?
Yeah.
Oh
Does he
yeah.
have 5 stress marked
Yes.
off? Yeah. So that literally clears all of them,
Yay!
and you do not overindulge. Okay, so Wick.
I have an idea to propose, but that's going to depend on what Tess was planning on doing for her other action, which is Wick would be interested if the mummy's body is in the boat for the time being. Wick would be interested in doing a sort of arcane long-term project, starting a long-term project of just like studying it and seeing how the body is arcane or in what way it is relevant at all. But I totally would defer that to what Mirena was also thinking about doing about the body, because I have other ideas.
So to get back to mine was going to be asking Lady Rosalind, who is my on-again, off-again lover, but also like the person I trust the most in the world, if I can keep the body there and using that to reduce heat. But there's no reason like you couldn't have access to her like noble house and keep doing that long-term project at her place and not in the not in the boat. I just think the body being in the boat
Sure.
when our boat is like kind of a known location is a really bad idea.
Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right. But yeah, Elliot, if that sounds amenable to you, that Wick could be traveling to and fro, then I would like to start a long-term project, just kind of studying that, maybe hopefully to find some sort of extra arcane knowledge or get some ideas about how to use that information to our advantage.
Cool. I'm gonna make this a 6 count clock.
Cool.
So since you have started it, then you can also like work on it like for this. So you pick a trait that you think would fit this, and then you roll it. You roll for it, and then that marks off a certain amount.
Okay. Given that I'm coming at it from kind of the arcane, sort of more ghost side, would it make sense for it to be an attune roll?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Is there a particular sort of way that I'm supposed to roll this?
You just roll it, and then there's kind of like based on the result. That's it. It says like how many ticks you mark off on the clock.
Okay.
This isn't like you fail spectacularly. It's just how many to mark off.
Sure. So should I roll it as an attune fortune roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. On a 1, you just mark off one tick.
Cool.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of like familiarizing yourself with it. Cool. So then do we want to jump to Mirena since you had started talking about it?
Sure. Do you want to role play out the scene where I ask Rosalind if I could hide a body at her house? Or is she just like okay with it?
Which one of these are you really trying to aim for with this? Like acquire asset of like her
I was
place,
thinking
or?
reducing heat. That way, like if someone like came to see us,
Yeah.
the body wouldn't be there.
Okay. Yeah.
So then I pick a action, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably a sway to be like, hey, baby, love you. Can I hide a body at your house?
Is that literally just like what you say to her?
I think I'm going to be like, so, Rosalind, darling, it has been an eventful week, and I want to tell you more about what's going on. But
Yeah, I love hearing about your day.
yeah, of course. But right now we have acquired a incredibly dangerous asset. And there are people who are interested in tracking it down. And it being at the boat with us at the Moon's Crown is probably not a good idea. I was wondering if it could spend a few days in one of your many, many closets, since you have so much space, because you are such a wealthy, wealthy woman.
I know.
You are, honestly, like, it's one of the things I'm most attracted to about you. But if I could keep this asset, it'll be wrapped, it'll be hidden, you won't have to look at it, you won't even have to know what it is. In fact, I'd prefer you not to look and see what it is. But we just need to keep it out of sight for a little while.
Why don't you roll for it?
All right, that's going to be a sway.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get bonuses because I'm using a friend to help there, or is that only for...
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, that's for any downtime roll.
All right. Please let me... Thank you. I love you. And that's just like, you just roll it as like a fortune roll, right?
Yeah.
Sway fortune.
Because again, the results are similar to like the long-term project. It's just how many you erase.
That's a 6.
Cool. So on a 6, you reduce it by 3.
Sweet.
Cool. Your heat is now down to 1.
Cool. Perfect.
Yeah. I've got the space. It's fine.
Great. I'll have Gabe bring it on over tonight then. So thank you so much. And, maybe I'll accompany him and I will spend the night along with the asset.
Yeah, I would love that. It's been too long.
A body of work of the great poet Milos. I'm just gonna kiss her and distract her.
I'm just standing in the background with Gabe being like, can I come visit?
Oh my god.
Excellent. Okay. So Gabe, what's your second downtime activity?
I think it's gonna be to either start a long-term project to fix up the moo cow, or it is to dive for a bunch of the valuables that were lost when we parked. So I don't know if one of those would be acquire temporary use of an asset, or if both of those would just be like each of them might be a different long-term project.
Yeah, those both sound like long-term projects.
Okay. Anyone else? Do you have any opinions on which one we should pursue?
Given how much stress the world is in right now, I feel like getting the ship back in functioning order is probably the more important of the two. Like, I have a feeling we're gonna have to fucking get out of here soon.
All right. Gabe will start working on fixing up the ship. I'm actually not sure which trait this would be. Tinker, perhaps? Wreck? Because it is a wreck?
I think Tinker makes sense.
All right,
I'm going to make this... I think this is going to be an 8-count clock. This is a wrecked ship.
Yes. It is very damaged. I don't actually have any prowess in tinkering, so I will have to roll 2 and take the lower. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, unless I stress myself out.
Yeah.
I don't feel like
you can also after a roll, you can increase the results level by spending coin. So it kind of represent like hiring assistants or paying a bribe or something.
Okay, and we did just get a whole bunch of that, so
yes,
I think I'll go ahead and roll Tinker so I can save my stress for our next heist-a-rooney. Controlled, I'm assuming?
Yeah, and I mean that doesn't matter because this is just you just rolling it.
Right, okay. All right, pretty good.
Okay, so that's a 5. So what is that? Long-term project on a 4 to 5, you mark off 2. Did you want to spend a coin to bump that up?
Yeah, I think so. I think using 1 coin is probably worth it. We just got like 30 something.
You just got an 8.
8. Yes.
The extra money is going to be from when you actually get to the artifacts.
Right.
Okay. So that brings up to a 6 where you mark off 3. Okay, so Milos, what's the other one?
Yeah, I think Milos is also going to start a long-term project. I think particularly with the spirit wardens being distracted, Milos would like to start a long-term project to expand the business into Charter Hall, if that's possible. Or maybe just expand to like another neighborhood in Brightstone. I wondered if this is the sort of thing that is better represented in the like turf gain. I'm not quite sure.
Probably
how
turf gain.
Okay. So I'll have to wait till we succeed at some more heists. Okay. In that case, then I think Milos is going to train. And I think he's going to do some reading and training with about ancient arcane stuff, the sort of thing that Wick studies and that these artifacts seem to be involved in. So I am going to mark experience in resolve.
And so you all have training with your crew. You have the bonus of resolve training. So you earn 2 XP when training resolve during downtime.
Ooh, that's great. I forgot about that. That wasn't strategic on my part. Thank you.
Cool. Ellery, what's your second one?
I was going to ask if that constitutes us training, but I was going to go back to the Centralia Club and pitch a regular cabaret performance there to like train my sway and just like keep an eye on that crew as well.
Yeah, I mean that's a fun way to train. Yeah. Train sway.
Would that be sway or would that be something else? Or like resolve.
It would be
whatever.
resolve, I think, right? Because you can't mark XP in sway specifically, but you can in the umbrella thing.
Yeah. Yes, that is training. Like sway is under resolve, so that is training with resolve. So yeah, you do get the extra +1.
In the resolve or in sway itself?
In resolve, because sway is under resolve. Okay, cool. So then Wick, what's your second one?
I would also like to train. I want to take the XP in prowess. And I think what happens is after Wick and Milos get a little bit drunk while they're sitting around and waiting for the rest of them to come back with the mummy's body, Wick goes, "Man, I didn't get to blow anything up this heist." And so just goes to a very like abandoned, destroyed part of town and just like throws some grenades, punches a punching bag, just wants to have enacted some violence today, and it never happened in the actual heist. So here we are, training my skills.
As you do.
Dungeons and Drama Nerds is produced by Todd Backus, Percival Hornak, and Nicholas Orvis, and it's mixed and edited by Anthony Sertel Dean. Our Blades in the Dark campaign features Elliot Peterson as GM, TP Huth as Princess Mirena, Alonda, Gracielle, Valerio of the Grayfire line, Whitney Lehn Meltz as Wick, Nicholas Orvis as Milos Jeduin, Dex Phan as Gabe, and Ren Shah as Ellery Crow. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at DN Drama Nerds. Check out cast bios on our website, dungeonsanddramanerds.com, and tune in next week for another episode of Dungeons and Drama Nerds.
Our city is much like yours. Skyscrapers reaching towards the clouds, trains roaring on subway tracks, people bustling through their lives. But there is one major difference.
I think I'm just gonna run at him. Yeah, 10, 12 tendrils of flame just burst out of my chest at the guy.
I figured we already established I don't care if you're a hero. I'm not even really sure if I'm a hero.
Clara punches him in the face.
But I need you to be heroes in your own right.
Moon Harbor is an epicenter of powered individuals. From villains to heroes to everything in between, these super beings strive to shape the world for better or for worse. And often caught in the crossfire are the teenagers and young adults who try to balance their heroic identities with their mundane lives.
This is supposed to be fun. We will gab, we will share some secrets, but no pressure.
Yeah, I'm totally kissing him. And this panel absolutely needs to be sparks flying everywhere. Make it cheesy.
These are the stories of the young heroes of our city. From flights over busy streets to the farthest reaches of space, Moon Harbor Heroes and our spin-off line, Moon Harbor Extended, are Masks, a new generation actual play podcasts that explore the intersection of responsibility to the world versus responsibility to oneself. Find us wherever you listen to podcasts or on Twitter at Moon Harbor Cast.